Hello, thank you for tuning into Glue Factory.
Thank you so much for joining us here in Australia. Today we have two wonderful guests.
Bron Lewis and Brett Blake.
Hell yeah, thanks for having us.
Yay!
Please give us a 5-star review
Yes.
or a like or a comment wherever appropriate. Please sign up to the Patreon where you can get twice as much of this. You get the second half of this episode where, frankly, we slag off people in the comedy industry.
no.
So
Yeah,
if
fuck
you-
yeah, dude.
if you wanna,
Extra points if you find out who those people are. Names in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Olga and I are at the Melbourne Comedy Festival. I think
Please
this
come see
episode-
my show, Fat Tom Cruise, 7:40 p.m. every day apart from Sundays.
Yeah.
Town Hall.
My show's called Decade. That's also on until the end of the festival. It's at 9:45 p.m. What would you guys like to plug?
Oh, my show is called Chaos, and that is, that is Town Hall, the only shows that are left, which is cool.
And I've got Little Turd, which has got a little extra show added, so you can come and check that out. Yeah.
Most
Beautiful.
Outstanding Show nominee. Thank you very much.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. You should go and see Bron and Brett. Blon and Brett.
That's, you nailed that.
But
Bron
yeah,
and Brett.
Bron and Brett. You should go and see them both. They're great.
Thank you.
Enjoy the episode.
Nathan, we love you.
Little hands, Olga.
I have very, very tiny hands.
Don't do that, because do this, watch this.
Oh my God, you got 10
Wonderful. Thank you, mate.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. We love
Thanks,
you.
Nathan.
There's nothing wrong with small hands, guys.
I never said there was anything wrong with small hands. I
We
just
feel judged
noticed.
over here.
What?
Yep.
Tiny
Triggering.
little beautiful.
I have quite small hands.
Okay, so do I.
Actually,
Well, all right
actually, my
then. It's
palms
your
are big, but my
competition.
fingers are short.
And that's what you want in a man.
Oh, can you hear all the ladies just turning up the volume right now? Big palms, short, stubby fingers. Oh my God.
You can just bash at it for a while.
Sort of ZZ Top. Big palms,
Yeah.
short hands. Yeah, short
You're
fingers.
always hitting the clip with that surface area, bro.
Oh, that's
you
right,
ain't
yeah.
missing,
It's
dude.
like a high five.
Yeah. Man, if I know anything about women, and I do,
Hey!
they love high fives on their pussies. Trust me. I'm like, thanks, babe. Bang, you're out of there. Shoot a shot, have a ciggy. Women love that. Anyway, I'm still single.
You are single, very single.
So you guys are very good friends, and I'm sure that this has been covered many a time in other interview formats. But can you give us a quick history of your friendship?
It's never been covered.
Really? Oh my God, I love a friendship meet cute. When were you like?
We're breaking
nah,
the story.
this is a
That's
thing.
exciting.
No, this is breaking to me. I didn't know we were mates. I fucking hate you. That's not true. That is not true.
You
know
do
you're
know
my
a lot
best
about
friend.
women, that's true.
Yeah.
I had, so we met, Brett would have been doing comedy way longer than me.
Yes.
And then I met you through Claire Hooper, and I just
Shout
thought
out
you
to Claire
were a bit-
Hooper.
yeah, oh
Come
my
on the
God,
pod.
huge.
Yeah, you hated me the first time.
I didn't hate you. I just heard.
Okay.
I just had a bad heard a bad story about you.
What was the story? Can we hear it?
Yeah.
So he went on.
So anyway, I was on the Me Too list.
I was on this island.
Now me,
He
Weinstein in the
scaffolded my
lab.
mate's house and it collapsed.
Please don't use that as the clip. That would really stress me out, dude.
Done.
Oh my God.
Done. It was because Brett used to have a podcast, and he
It was called
Worst
Worst First Dates.
yeah, it
Great.
rolls off the tongue. And
Great.
then
Beautiful Kelly, yeah.
and there was a lady who I worked with. I was a teacher at the time. A lady who I worked with, another teacher. You'd met her,
Yes.
and through a friend, and then you said to that friend on the podcast, "Who was that woman? I would love to." And you like objectified her. You were saying that she was very beautiful. Like not in like.
I'd love to
particularly
high
yuck
five
way.
Oh, I didn't even know this.
Yeah.
I knew the second part of the story. I don't know the first
Wait,
part of the
he
story.
was objectifying a woman that was just described to him verbally?
No, he'd met her.
Oh,
before.
okay.
And you'd met her before.
I was like, kind of woke.
Yeah.
He was using his imagination.
Let's roll with that. I need that
Yeah.
footage after the Epstein shit. And now I'm also blindsided by me. I don't even know about this part. But
And
yeah.
she was, you thought that you guys were flirting, but
Right.
she thought that you were just being like really rude.
Okay.
Because you were making fun of a musical theatre.
No, but
Oh, you were
I-
negging her. You were negging
Yeah.
her.
No, I would
Yeah.
say that wasn't
Very
the interaction
mature.
at all. I would say that.
I was calling women liars. You shouldn't do that.
Uh-oh.
You know what? This is the manosphere. All bitches are crazy. Am I right, guys? I love protein powder. No, this from my perspective of it, it wasn't flirting. It was an argument. It wasn't flattering.
Straight
I've
up.
actually made myself look worse now.
It's really funny to report say someone and it's like, yeah, he was flirting with me. It's a bit weird. And then you're like, I was arguing.
I was arguing.
angry.
I was angry.
I was telling her why she shouldn't sleep with me.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way in that interaction was like, oh, this is going to end in a smooch. She was a friend of my friend David Quirk, And
Shout out
friend
David
of-
Quirk, come on the
Quirk.
pod.
He is coming on the pod.
Oh, great.
He can back me up on this one. And then, I don't know why he needs to, but we got into the discussion about musical theatre. And I said, look, I like all forms of comedy, but musical theatre has never really connected with me.
Well,
I'm
because
like,
it's not a form of comedy, is it?
yeah, I don't, and it's a lot. I don't like people singing at you.
Or
I
of
get very
art.
awkward when I hear people singing at me, and they're like, "I like to pick a pocket all too." I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't-
Yeah.
That's good.
It's
That's
never
your
been.
culture.
That's it's our
It's
culture.
never been my vibe. And
Morning, governor. Yeah.
and this
Real
lady's
loud.
like, "Well, you haven't seen it before." And I was like, "No, I have seen. I've seen Wicked. I've seen a lot of things. I've watched
That's
a lot
enough.
of stuff."
When
Sure.
one's on a list, if you ever a
Okay,
list is
I'll
one thing,
name
let's
them
go.
all. Wicked. All right, well, it was one. And I walked
Wicked
out
is
halfway.
it is like the Citizen Kane of musical theatre. I think it's the final boss. Like if you can, as a straight man, if you can sit through Wicked, I think you can say you've done musical
Dude,
theatre.
I couldn't as well. I was like 20 minutes in, and my partner at the time was like, "Do you want a drink?" And she's like, "I would love one, but the bar's busy." And I was like, "Babe, I've got you." And I went to the bar, and I just walked across the road, drank for like 40 minutes, then came back with 2 drinks. I was like, "Fuck, there was a massive line." Anyway, can't imagine why she left. And
Glad she's an ex. Glad she's an ex.
yeah, shout out Ash, love ya. And
Shouts out to men.
Yeah.
What a vibe.
That's so
But also, I know
Touched.
I'm old enough in my life, and I've seen a lot, and I'm happy to be wrong. But I kind of know what I enjoy in life, and I know what. But I was there for her because she wanted to see it, and it was the first time we ever went to
You
the
I
weren't
gala.
there
cannot
for her.
believe the
You were in a
tangents
different
that we've already
place.
gone. This is the 4th time. How
I
did you guys
know.
become friends? Well,
I
first
know.
I hated him
I'm
because of the
sorry.
thing.
It's the ADHD. I've got to. Can I finish off when I yell at a lady, please? Yeah, let's get back on track. Where I abuse a woman in a nightclub.
You just told us about abandoning one in a musical. Now tell us about
Yeah,
when you
I
yell
know.
at
I
one.
am not selling myself well. Can we start this again? I've got a real shit energy on
Yeah,
this.
mate.
Anyway, and I was like, I don't like it, but I respect people. Anyone who works in the arts, I respect it, but it's not for me. And like
What
stand
about
up,
magicians?
that's different. And
Don't start.
No, but then I started on magicians anyway. I went to a magic show and it was incredible. So I'm happy to be wrong.
They've got your card marked.
They got me. Yeah.
I fucking love magic.
It scares me. Well, where does
It's
it
so
come
good.
from?
It's so good.
Where does it come from?
You're right.
You-
Where does it come
Yeah.
from?
You
Where
love
does-
magic, but just because you fancy the guys who do it.
Yeah, it's fair. I
You
hired
fuck magicians?
I would. I hired a magician for my wedding, and he's not the groom, but he might be.
What
By the
if I call you
night-
like, baby, this doesn't work out right now at our wedding. I've got a backup guy here.
It's threesome.
Yeah.
Pulling a condom out from behind your ear.
You've got a magician for your wedding.
Hell yeah. Well, because basically it's all happening in the same room, and when we're switching from like the ceremony seating to the food seating, who's gonna walk around and show people close-up magic while there's admin in the background? It's John motherfucking Duffett, former young comedian. So no, sorry, not young magician of the year, 2017. I want to say. Love you, John.
Wow. You've got, when he was 17 years old, he won.
No, I think it was 2017. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know what
2017.
young magician.
was
Actually,
a
let's
very
Google
good
this.
year.
How do
Why
you
do they have
qualify for
young?
young magician of the year? We'll get to whatever this is.
Yeah.
So okay,
Don't worry,
young
I got little marker
magician.
points in my little baggy
Yeah.
brain.
How young do you have to be?
Yeah, exactly. What's the
can.
cutoff?
So when
And what's
they're
the
coming
next
from one scene,
Because you have to be quite old to own a
Between
handkerchief.
14
That's the
and
problem.
18. Between 14 and 18,
And a
guys.
pigeon.
Yeah.
14 and 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I don't. You
then
don't
after-
really want to put 14-year-olds around magicians.
no.
Yeah, because they have to learn from them, and there's a power imbalance, isn't there?
Actually, I don't know if
There
he
is
Duffett ever was
Ooh,
one.
how
When
did your
I
drink
was-
make you feel funny?
Yeah.
Ooh,
When
I know.
When
what
I
you
was
did.
like 8, I wanted to do archery. I got into archery, and my mum used to take me to this like archery club.
I need to pause you very quickly. He was never Young Magician of the Year, but he was Magic Circle Close-Up Magician of the Year, which I think is ultimately more prestigious because it's a bigger age range. Continue.
Yeah. And also,
Glad we got to the bottom of that. Otherwise, I could not have continued.
it's easy to do magic from a distance. You know, is that your card? I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
half a mile away.
14. Yeah. I don't even think there is a 14 in deck of cards.
I can't even tell if that's a live pigeon or a dummy. I don't know.
It's just a white object away from me.
Yeah, my mum used to take me to this archery club, and they were just like all old men with beards who were into like bow and arrow shit. And my mum was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't leave you alone at that
No,
place."
they'd be like, "Where'd my fingers go?"
Did you ask to do archery, or it was something that she chose for you?
No, that was not something my mum chose. No, I wanted to do it. In that way where you're like, yeah, fucking, I'm a kid, bows and arrows, that's cool,
Okay.
fine.
Archery guys are going to show you something in the shed, and it's not something disgusting. It's going to
Yeah.
be like, I also sharpen knives on the weekend. They're all like weird dudes, but I love that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Do you want to see my dead rabbits?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm into taxidermy. We assumed.
Amateur taxidermy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
making it up, stuffing them with with like bits of food. They're like,
Oh,
it's
my
fine,
God.
it's fine.
So anyway, back to my
yeah,
fight.
sorry,
Walking
yes.
to the nightclub, and so we were, and she's a stubborn personality, and I'm a stubborn personality. So David describes it as two rocks trying to, like two tectonic plates just not moving, and so we were just like, I'm like, I don't like it, I respect it, and she's like, you've got to come see it. I was like, I'm not going to come see it. So, and then that was our
Right.
interaction, and I was like, she probably definitely hates me, and I messaged David the next day, so sorry, but I don't mind an argument, and I wasn't wrong. And then the next time I bumped into Bron at Adelaide Fringe, I kind of got this weird vibe. I was like, oh, fuck, I don't know. And then after we chatted...
The first time I met you, because this woman I had worked with said, I had this weird run-in with this comedian, and then I listened. Someone showed me a podcast that he was on where he was asking David Quirk if I was single. What a pig.
No, but I was like, she was a very attractive woman as well. When I was I think I was joking at the moment. I was like, is she single as well? You know what I mean? Crazy and hates me. Oh, she must be the one,
Yeah. So that's how I came across Brett.
Also, for a guy who doesn't like musical theatre, the fuck were you doing at the Adelaide Fringe Festival?
That's a good point. Every time I'm there, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? You're trying to do stand-up comedy and some fucking lizard-looking man's got a chainsaw near a tent. You're like, I mean, this is fucking
Pretty cool.
sick. Yeah, it's actually sick. It's actually sick,
And then I started comedy, and then Brett, we shared a venue.
Yeah.
Like I was in one room. Brett, I was in a tiny room. It was my first ever Melbourne Comedy Festival, and Brett was in this massive room. And then at the end of the festival, I was like, all right, it's nice to have bumped into you some nights. And Brett said, hey, you were sitting on the couch, like.
Don't do this, because I know what's coming next to this story, and it makes it even sound weird.
And I was a new comedian, and
no, I was in a mini skirt. Oh my God.
Never. And I was like, all right, Brett.
Come check out some close-up magic.
All right, Brett, have a good. It's nice to see you. And then Brett said, I had a dream that we started a podcast.
Brett, you
together.
said this to an up-and-coming new comedian. You're such a fucking creep. Oh my
I know, that's what
that
it
is just such creep
No, but
one-on-one behavior.
But if you know
Hey,
me,
girl.
I'm not that dude.
We should
But
start a podcast together.
No, but I had this vivid dream that we were doing like a radio show together, and it was really cool. And I was actually at the time, I just finished one podcast, and I wanted to do another podcast. And sometimes the world just tells you what the answer is if you just let it. And in a dream, it came that I was doing it with Bron, and I was like, maybe because I was bumping into her every night, I don't know. And I was like, hey, this is weird. Do you want to maybe do a fucking podcast together?
Yeah. I mean, you could have just said that. You didn't have to.
So you weren't even friends before you started. You became friends on the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like,
beautiful.
beautiful.
I'll do a podcast with you. That sounds great. And strangely, there were no red flags came up when you said I have a dream as you were like lounging on this sofa.
I wasn't lounging.
I'd say it's arguably the best thing that could have ended that
Yes.
sentence.
Yeah,
I had a dream about you.
Bron, do you ever think about chimps
Yeah.
and how violent they are? Got any views on that?
And by the way, I mean, I totally had my shirt off when I was saying all this, by the way, just to paint the picture, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, fuck, I'll just throw it out there. And I was like, man, do you want to do a podcast together? And that was, what was that, nearly 3 years ago, and we've been best mates and fucking podcast buddies.
They hosted the freaking gala together. It was sick.
Yeah.
It looked sick.
Oh,
You guys were
thank
really, really fun.
you.
You were really,
Thanks
really fun.
so much
It was-
for saying that.
It was a lot of fun and a lot of hard work, and
It was a big swing. It was a big swing.
It looked very complex. I only saw it mediated through Instagram, but it
Yes.
looked like a lot was going on.
It was a lot going on. And it's because usually a host is just one person. And so when they asked us both to do it, we were like, okay, of course we'll do it. But then we were like, how do you host something together? Like, without it seeming too, like, vanilla and scripted.
Yeah.
And for it
You don't want to be
show,
like Ant and Deck vibes.
Yeah.
Or Eurovision.
Oh, yes, exactly. Yeah.
Hello, Melbourne. Welcome. We got Estonia. Hello.
Finland, give us a year. I've never
Yeah.
seen this either, but that lady's
yeah,
going to
yeah.
get very angry at me for not watching it. Eurovision.
But we had, so Brett was like, we just have to do something big. We just have to come out where it could be a disaster. Like we could go out and do something massive, and people be like, why have they overcomplicated something?
Something simple, yeah.
Just come out and be like, hi. And then Brett does jokes, and I stand there like a sack of shit and laugh along. And then I do my jokes, and Brett does.
Brett goes to the bottle shop and comes back 40 minutes
Yeah,
later.
yeah. You know her, brother. She's up there. She's probably singing or some shit about her feelings. Yes, we get it. You want more soup or some shit. I've seen Oliver Twist. You know?
I'm making space for women to talk by going to the bottle shop. Does anyone want anything?
Yeah, I'm a feminist, guys.
So we decided to go with because we're not big names yet, and so we thought if we.
That's why you're on
play
this
that,
podcast.
thank you very much for having
This
us.
is way better than our one. We're not leaving. We're impressed.
This is so nice.
Cameras and shit, dude.
But we had, we just thought if we play on the fact that there's loads of people who were watching have never heard of us before, then that is probably the smart approach, rather than being like, can't believe you guys haven't heard of us yet.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we were
yeah,
like,
yeah.
so we wanted to play with like the fact that neither of us knew how to host a gala.
Yep.
So I came out way too big with backup dancers and feathers and like a burlesque thing, which would be funny for people who do follow me because I would never wear that. Like, it was such a silly, outrageous thing for me to wear, like a mother of three, being like, "Is this right, guys?" And then with the backup dancers, and they were so great. And then Brett came out on a scooter, way too small, like a scooter, and did a shit jump.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Great.
"Oh."
That's
Like,
sick. Look how
yeah.
cool I am.
And then I'm
Which
like,
I actually thought
Yeah,
was
it's so
sick.
fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
And then we have a fight, which was exactly most of our dynamic.
Well, that bit wasn't scripted.
No,
Yeah.
but that kind
Just
of
felt
like
came
we,
naturally.
it's kind of hard under that pressure because no one knows us really, and you've got to kind of establish who your characters are and how
Really
you
quick.
interact
Yeah,
with
yeah,
them
yeah,
knowing,
yeah.
and then everything else can then work after that. So it's like if we get in an argument early, which we're not, we always have friendly arguments on the podcast. I'm always doing something stupid. Bron's always disappointed in me. I was like, if we can get that vibe across well,
Yeah.
then it just leans
Yeah.
into our comedy and makes our jokes easier.
Yeah.
And that was what the vessel was. Bron comes out big, I come out shit. Then we have an argument, jokes come out, and then the second half, I haven't listened to her. I come out huge on a fucking swing and doing all these backflips and shit. And that's what the idea was. And I think it worked, and I think it was fun,
I mean,
Yeah, sick.
thank you. Yeah, it could have been. People might have misread it, or I think this is part of comedy. Like, there's going to be people who are going to love it, and there's going to be people who are like,
Yeah.
what the hell was that? Like, where was like the normal comedy where you come out and do the hello and like we are.
But there's
this
like
and
plenty
blah,
of
blah,
just
blah.
regular stand-ups on that lineup.
That's right. Yeah.
And I thought also leaning into it because like Ruben K's on, and he's such a big performer, and there's so many.
Understated, I think,
Yeah.
is normally the adjective people use.
Yeah, I fucking
Acoustic,
love that
pared
guy.
down.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
when a gala to me is so many different styles of comedy. You got like you got PowerPoint, you got musical, you've got traditional stand up, you got different styles, you got different people. So it's
Funny, not funny.
not funny,
yeah.
not funny. Oh yeah. Some people bomb, some people don't.
They edit in the laughs just the same.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that was my applause break there, but thank you very much.
They're going, Brett.
Yeah. There's one lady yelling at me. And I was like, fuck, I'm getting flashbacks from that bird from David Quirk. But yeah, like, you want to, if you're the host, you kind of want to give it, and it's a gala. And when I grew up, and when we grew up watching the galas, they had the big dance numbers, and it was fucking this big event, and I hadn't seen that in a while, and I was like, man, if we can get the money from them to do it, and the festival were fucking so good to listen to many of our insane ideas. I think at one stage I was going to come out on fire and do comedy, and
Great.
Yeah, you wanted fireworks coming out of a bag, out of your
Yeah.
backpack, and they
Yeah.
were like, "Yeah,
That's not safe, is it?
you know what? I knew I wanted.
You're
to
like, I have a guy.
I do have a guy. I got to start.
Of course you have a guy.
Yeah.
Anybody in comedy has
He's
a
got a-
fireworks
he's got
guy.
a-
It's fucking
Yeah,
you.
I know.
Guys, I can get the fireworks.
Well,
It's not a problem.
The first thing they go, we don't have enough money for the harness, and I said, well, how much money have we got? And they say a number, and I said, that's great because I've got a guy who's stunt guy who can bring in gel. And then my whole body can be
Yeah.
on fire and it doesn't affect your skin. I'll come out and do comedy. And they're like, anything else? I was like, okay, it's a big Zorb ball. I come from the second floor. I roll in, down, onto the audience, onto the stage. And they're like, can we look
Yeah.
at this harness idea again? And I'm like, here we go. I got what I wanted.
Yeah.
But either way, I was happy with
clever.
the craziest shit.
That's
But I got him back to where I wanted.
You fucking Harvard Business School. Them.
That's really
Mate, for a
clever.
guy who only went to TAFE, you know what I mean? I can sometimes figure out a few things.
That's really smart.
Well, there's that book, What They Don't Teach You at TAFE. they sell in the airport.
That's really smart.
They do teach harness and rigging courses at TAFE.
Oh, that's very good.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
Shout
it
out
was
to TAFE.
like shout out to TAFE. Thanks guys for having me. I'll be back there next week.
SponCon, we're doing a read for TAFE.
Yeah, just get out there, guys. Learning, there's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, it was just a real fun experience, and like we got the performers that used to be at the gala 10 years ago, the burlesque dancers, and they came back, and that was like a
that
big
was
thing
cool.
for them as well. So it was kind of like
That's
we haven't
so
been back in 10
sweet.
years, and it was like this really beautiful positive energy. And I think when you do stuff like galas with dancing and something different, the other acts who are also different and unique to traditional stand-up, it also gives the audience that time to be like, this is a show, and there's going to
Yeah.
be different things.
Spectacle, yeah.
And then when Ruben comes out and he's doing his big numbers and singing, it's like, yeah, this is all a part of it, as opposed to it being stand-up, someone does something different. It kind of, I don't know, I feel like it adds to the show and the spectacle.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well, that was the
fantastic
goal.
stuff.
Thanks, Milo.
It was fantastic
appreciate
stuff.
Yeah.
How
Waiting.
How, did your
I
kids
didn't watch it.
I know.
Did your kids watch it?
Yeah, they watched it.
What did they think?
They loved it.
Awesome.
They loved it. And my brother.
Like, who's
came
that
to-
woman?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Is that Mom?
Yeah. No, they
I do think there's a
loved
special
it.
thrill for a kid to see mom dressed up. That's why I'm like,
Yeah.
I think the coolest time to get married is like when your kid is like 5 or 7, because it's like,
Yeah.
imagine mommy being a princess. That would be so
Yes.
fucking crazy.
Yes, I never
Yeah,
thought
I
of it that way.
think so.
And the kids would have been also like, is that my scooter? Yeah, I stole her
Yeah,
kid's scooter.
I
The
know.
lights
I
on
got
it.
a message.
Was it actually?
Yeah. I got a message from the Palais today being like, can you please come pick up this scooter? I was like, oh, fuck, bro, you're going to brought it with you?
I tried to find it on the
My
night.
kids can't get to school. Yeah, but it was my brother was in the audience, and I didn't tell him that we were doing that. I think he didn't even know I was hosting until he got out the front of the Palais, and it just said, the gala hosted by
Fuck yeah.
and he was
Fuck
like, oh my
yeah.
God. It was
That's
really
sick.
fun. Yeah, and so he came. He was like,
Obviously,
oh my God.
a big fan, not even following you on
Yeah.
social media, posting about it every day.
He
You know?
doesn't have social media.
You come
Coming
you
in
got
30
what, like
minutes
a
later,
card?
I went for beers.
Oh, and my stepsister had come all the way from, like, she was just in town. She lives up near Byron Bay. She was in town for a work conference. She was like, can we catch up this night? I said, I'd love to, but I've got this big gig in the city.
Still in a
wanna
gig
come
in the
to
city.
it?
You want to come check it out?
And she
At the
would have thought it
Palais?
was just like at a pub. And so she was like, yeah, sure, where is it? And I'd given her the address. So then they turn up to the Palais and they're
With
like,
your
oh.
Name on the marquee.
Yeah, and they're like, oh my God.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
I didn't know this. That's
Yeah,
sick.
and then they came and they all sat down, and Lucas, my partner, he came as well, but he knew that I was hosting, knew it was a big deal, but he didn't tell him what the start was. So then when the curtains went up and there's all these feathers around me, they were my brother, who is a huge musical theatre fan, he was like, and his partner as well, and they were like, oh, this is fun, this is way better than just stand up, oh, this is great. And then when it was me revealed, he was like, he said
love that.
he said to me afterwards, he goes, when you came out, he goes, I was so excited, I was screaming and I almost vomited. I was like, in a good way. And I was like, so that was a really nice
That's
thing to
so
do.
cool.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
and to do it as a surprise as well.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Divine.
And I never saw them
Fantastic.
dancing
Thanks,
till
guys.
the day as well, or the day before. So it was just this beautiful dance, and like they did this cool shimmery thing, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know, I was just blown away by it. It was just so much fun. you
Well, the
know?
only thing that could improve it was if everyone was on fire. But I mean, look,
I still think giving my go again, like that is sick. But imagine if a hairpiece was on fire.
Yeah.
You know,
Actually,
If in Wicked they zorbed in,
dude.
I think just
get around
do
it.
something for the husbands.
Yeah.
at the
okay,
Wicked
question
show.
for the table. If you were forced right now to do a stunt of any kind, what stunt are you volunteering to stunt?
Backflip over a fire in a fire ring. I'd love to
In
do
a
that.
fire ring?
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Wait,
Okay,
I'm trying
point
to...
of clarification. Are we saying that we could do this, or are we saying hypothetically this is the thing that we would most like to be able to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, no, like some professionals will rig you up Mission Impossible style, and they're like, okay, so you can like jump out off a tall building.
Or anything.
Like anything. But
What's
just like,
one stunt
what's
you
the
wanna
one?
do?
You clearly want to be on fire. You're very...
No, I'm stepping away from the fire because I didn't realize about anything. I thought it had to be
No, we're
something
doing-
achievable. Okay.
No. We're thinking like you...
I can set myself on fire. I can do that.
I can do that.
It's achievable.
I can do that anytime.
I have done it before. It's hard to get cereal right.
Oh, God, that's funny.
You're asking the wrong person as well, because I'm like, I'm obsessed with stunts, and I work with the Nitro Circus. I'm lucky enough to do that when they do their Australian tour.
Fuck yeah.
So my stunt that I've always wanted to do,
Okay.
there's two. There's there many moons ago. There's a guy called he's the original. His name's Kenny Powers.
Right.
I don't
Okay.
think that's his real name, buddy.
It is. He's actually based off the guy.
Oh, so it's like nominative determinism. Like he
Yeah.
had to be a stunt guy.
He's a stunt guy. There's the Australian, Canadian Evel Knievel, and he tried to jump a car.
Evel Knievel?
Yeah, Canadian Evel Knievel, and he tried to jump a car like something
Olga got it.
like 900 meters or a kilometer or something insane, and he never made it. He only made it like
Well, you showed me
100
this
meters.
video
Yeah.
once.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
So
So
I'd
you
love
see
to-
him die in the video?
No, he doesn't die, but also the
Just
guy
breaks
is not
every
in
bone.
there. He gets his guy, which is Kenny Powers, to step in for him. And there's this beautiful story in action sports about this guy, and that's where the character Kenny Powers comes from originally. That's one of the crazy stunts. But the actual stunt I want to do, which has never been repeated, is the skydive jump out of a plane.
Yeah.
With nothing, and then someone, Travis Pastrana's the only one to do it, and then someone chases you down in the
catch
air,
you.
and they have to clip on and then clip you in, and then they eject you.
Horrific.
How do
Yes.
you? Can I? This is a physics question, and I'm very sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you falling at the same speed? So how do you catch
you're-
up? Or is it because
Heavier?
the air? Yeah, the air
So
becomes thicker as well.
you're fighting the person down, slowing themselves down by like moving into a wide position,
Okay.
and the other guy's racing.
Oh,
So they can catch you, and you've got to be at a height. And it's still fucking sketchy. It's one of the craziest stunts I've ever seen, and no one's ever wants to repeat.
so
it.
which guy are you?
I'm the guy with no harness.
You're the bottom.
I'm the bottom.
Yeah.
It was a long way for me to get to that joke.
Yeah.
We got there.
So yeah, I want to be catched. I
You're
wanna jump
jumping
over
out of the
time.
plane pre-lubed. The other
Yes.
guy, he's hard,
I'm naked.
chasing
I'm
you.
on fire, and I'm not just a bottom. I'm a power bottom. I'm a power bottom, guys. I thrust back. You know what I mean?
I hate the feeling of free falling. I think it's awful. I do
love it.
like roller coasters though. So I think.
Would you do like a very fast car, maybe like a car chase, a little Fast and Furious?
Well, yeah, I
situation?
think. Brett's driven with me before in my car, and he thinks
It's
I'm
like
very
you're in the
dangerous.
Fast and
He
Furious.
thinks I'm a very dangerous driver. I'm not dangerous. I very rarely crash.
Okay, so that's not
Pretty good.
not never.
I've done hot laps with supercar drivers, and I've been less scared in their car than I have been with Bron Lewis, just like, I'm like just zapping around a corner at 300k.
You when you watch
respect
your passenger with they're holding on and
Yeah.
you can see their feet going down as if they've got a break.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm like, what's he doing with these stupid little feet?
People did that a lot in my car.
Do they? Yeah.
I
He's a
respect
huge
a
car
high-speed
guy.
mum. Yeah.
He had a convertible for a while.
I did have a
Really?
convertible.
What type of car?
Yeah.
Guy? What car have you got?
I got a BMW.
Okay, European car guy.
Yeah. I'm not a. It's quite rare to be like an Asian car guy in the UK. We don't have the same over here.
don't
You
want a
got that car
BYD?
culture.
BYD all over the shop.
Man, anytime I've driven a Chinese car, they're such pieces of shit. They look good, but they're like you knock on those panels, they're falling off. They're like
Don't listen to him, BYD. I'd love to be sponsored by you.
Yeah, come on. But
China
wait,
in
I'll
general,
go
great
with him
product.
too.
It's a well-run country on the whole. But yeah, the Chinese
stable,
cars.
good
I
recovery.
got a Chinese courtesy car once, and it was quite a like top of the line Chinese car, and the windscreen wipers stopped working during a rainstorm on the M6. So I'm just doing like 80 miles an hour.
Oh,
and then I
no.
just suddenly can't see. I'm just like, I could actually die.
There's no rain in China.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's right,
Newer
yeah.
cars aren't made as good a quality as older cars. You know what I mean? They don't
Yeah,
have
yeah,
yeah.
no
Don't get
chrome
him
bump.
started.
Don't get me. This is tapping.
So are
into my
you
stuff,
from
so-
you? Okay, so this is what we had Chloe Petts on our podcast once, and
Mm-hmm.
I said to her because there's so many different accents in England.
Yeah.
And I said to Chloe, you're obviously from a posh part because you got a posh accent. She was like, me? And I said, yeah, is that on a posh accent? She was like, this is not a posh accent. Is yours a posh accent? It is, isn't it?
Ish, yeah. But I think, okay, he has a southern accent.
Okay.
Okay, and what's that mean?
So there's like, I would say there are northern
Y'all
accents.
come back
Oh,
now.
yeah.
I'm from Kent. I would say my accent is kind of like BBC, but then actually, posh people like talk like fucked up. So you've got like people actually was like, oh my god, that's so hard to
Yes,
understand. It's like,
no,
mate,
that's true.
like honestly, like that. That's
Yes.
like how actually posh people talk. It's like fucking,
That's
it's like
true,
indistinguishable or whatever they're even saying.
Do we have any comedians that are like that? Are there any comedians like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't tend to be like out and proud with the voice.
Because it's kind of a thing in the UK, like it's not proud to be posh anymore. Like, or it's not proud to, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you are going to
Cool.
be that in the UK in comedy, it would be like a character.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because Chloe and I think, have quite a similar background.
Because you're both from Kent, aren't you?
No, she's from Kent. I'm from Essex, but I mean, similar vibes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because Essex
yeah.
isn't Essex rough as shit?
Well, we were talking about Essex last night.
It threw me. I wish I
Essex
had more
is
time to ask you
like
about it.
it's either like kind of like bogan money,
Yes.
Yeah.
or it's like just like rough. Like where I'm from is like kind of rough. I mean, I'm not from a rough family. I don't know how we ended up in Harlow. Anyway, but then there's like places like Brentwood and that kind of stuff where it's like that's where all the like Towie people live, and it's all like ice white Range Rovers with a number plate that says "Babe," you know, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
What is it? You said Townie?
Towie.
The only way
Towie.
is Essex, which is like a reality
Yes.
show.
So okay. So yeah. So like they're cashed up bogans
Yeah.
in Australia.
I
Like
see.
Their daughter's called Gucci or something like
Yeah,
that.
so it's like
Yeah.
new money as opposed
Yeah.
to posh old money.
And then because my sort of birth accent is not this. I kind of learned to talk
you
like
learned
this.
Okay.
And then it fucking comes out from around my family, you know. It's like that.
Right. Okay,
Did
there
you
it
have
is.
it in
This
high
makes
school
more
or did
sense.
you get it in Cambridge?
No, kind of before. Well, because my parents kind of talked a bit like me, but the rest of my family don't. And my parents were very like speak properly.
Okay.
And it used to like really irritate them if you like spoke in like an Essexy
Right.
way. But also like my parents from London. And so that's slightly, again, like the London accent is similar, but it's like a slightly different, like, I don't know, culturally it's a bit different. And then I think though it's true that like the more posh people are, the less regional they sound.
Okay.
So people who have like a strong regional accent, be it a southern regional accent or like West Country, Northern Scottish or whatever, they tend to not be posh. And then the more posh you are, the more you sound just like a posh person. So like posh people from like the North or Scotland or whatever, they tend to sound like posh people from England or close to similar.
Okay.
And then the more like working class someone's accent is, the more regional it tends to be, whatever region they are from. But yeah, the regional accent changes like every 45 minutes as you drive.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It is wild how.
Given how like the US is quite homogenous, like there is
Yeah.
variation, but not nearly as much variation in a small geographical location
Yeah.
in the UK. I mean, even in Australia, you have different accents, but again, given the amount of land, it's not nearly as like.
Totally. There was an American woman on the lineup last night, and there was these twins. Did you meet them, the Nelson twins? These
No.
identical. Oh, you would have known. You would
Two
have.
women on a lineup in
No,
Australia.
I know. I couldn't believe it. I asked her to leave. I did ask her to leave.
Well, they thought it was one woman.
Yeah.
That was, it was
They both had red hair. I couldn't tell the difference.
No, there was so there's these twins in Australia called the Nelson twins, and they're identical twins, and they're both these blokes, the loveliest blokes ever. Really long hair, really long beard. They wear matching outfits. They're just a white jumper that says Australia on it, and they stand like straight as soldiers on stage together, and then they one will do a setup and the other one will do like the punch.
Oh, I love that so much.
And they're really good at
That's
it.
the
really good.
perfect
Okay.
act.
Yeah.
You've just
I think
described
they've
the
been on
perfect act.
the British Got Talent or something. They did really well.
Did they?
Yeah.
Such a good setup. It's
Yeah.
so clean.
Yeah,
Ah,
and
I love
they
it.
are it's so simple, like and it's so effective, and everyone seems to love them, and they go off in regional Australia. They go crazy in regional Australia, but
Imagine like one of them's sick and then you're just only getting
I
the
know.
setups.
Dude,
Or just
if one of them's sick, I'm getting a phone call. Like I can see, I'm getting work, dude. I mean, I'm like that yellow jacket on. I'm
You're like,
yeah,
can I
he-
be on fire?
Yeah, and I'll come out on fire and harness me in.
But there was an American woman talking to them, and they've got the most Ocker accent. He goes, yeah.
What is Ocker?
Ocker, like
Really Aussie.
really Aussie.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, how are you,
Yeah,
mate?
a couple of blokes down the pub having a fucking beer,
Oh,
mate. You know.
nice
Right,
to meet
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Nice
yeah.
to meet you.
Okay.
Oh no, I never met you before. Oh, okay, yeah, no worries. And she was looking at him like he was speaking a completely different language.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, you're not from around here," and he was like, "Yeah, kinda. Why?" And she was like, I don't know what you're saying. And I was like, I wonder if there is anyone. I wonder if she was playing that up, or if there are some variations of the Australian accent that are completely impossible to understand.
I've had it on a cruise before where, I mean, I don't think I have an Australian accent, but I feel like, but I probably do. But yeah, it was an American
Well,
guy.
that's Essex.
Yeah. But this American guy came over, he's like, man, it was like a Virgin cruise or something. She goes, man, I loved your energy. I had no idea what the fuck he said for a whole hour, but you seemed like you were having a good time, and I connected with that. I was like, really? I thought I'm up there like, hello, my name's Brett. I was a cheeky
When you
little
came out on
scallywag.
fire, bro, that was crazy.
That
That was crazy, y'all. We didn't even know what you were doing, but you were on fire. You had a good energy, brother. You know.
What do you guys notice the difference? I'm always interested in this. When people come to Australia, what is the difference, the main difference that you see with our comedy?
Ooh. Okay, before we got to that, because I really want to get into that, but
Yeah.
just the last thing I'll say, it's very interesting to me when Americans say this, because I would say arguably like the deepest Southern accent is probably the least understandable of all of them.
Louisiana.
Like Louisiana.
Yeah.
Well, I do declare, when that boy come out of the show on fire,
I wanted to swamp him.
I was struck by God.
This crazy alligator down by the bayou, and you're like, what the fuck did that guy say?
Well,
If that accent would look so natural coming
Yeah,
from
it's perfect.
Dude, and
you.
you know I watch Swamp People
Yeah.
every night. I love that show, dude. I
Do you
wouldn't
know
want to go to live down there.
the drawl, the southern drawl, who's made it so popular at the moment is Leanne Morgan.
I love her,
yeah, because she
dude.
speaks so slowly, and
so
everything
funny.
she says sounds so sweet.
And she's like, sweetie pie pumpkin.
Yeah,
It's like
love
adorable,
her.
you know?
She's
Love
brought
that.
it, she breathed life back into that.
Yeah.
So-
No, I
So-
think on accents, if you're British, you slip into Australian so easy, particularly if you're from the south, because Australian is sort of like Essex/London turned up a bit.
Okay.
It's like it's
You do
almost
it.
as though we deported a bunch of Cockneys
Almost,
and left them out in the sun for 300 years. And it's
when you came
oh
back,
yeah, if you talk like that, it doesn't take very long to just you kind of slip into
Oh,
it. It's
yeah,
like
there you
very
go.
like
Yeah.
one of my cousins moved
Very
to
good.
the Sunshine Coast, and he like I rinse him for it all the time when it's because it's like when he's in the UK he reverts, but then
Yeah.
he's like, oh, how you going, mate? And I'm like, there it
There
is.
you
They've got you.
Yeah.
But
I
I
also feel
think
like I put it on a bit more when I go travelling. I'm like, oh yeah, can I get a fair dinkum? You know, get the same words I've never said before. And I'm like, I'm from somewhere different, guys.
someone
Please
said
use
fair
it.
dinkum to me in the wild once
they did.
in Bendigo, and
Bendigo would have happened.
What is
Yeah.
fair dinkum?
It's like a stereotype of what an Australian would say, but no one actually does. You know, like such a ridiculous.
But what does it mean?
It means like
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah,
like
like-
oh
Yeah.
like
Definitely.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's fair
like
dinkum
good.
about his
He's
work.
he's good.
Yeah.
Like it's
Got
or
it.
like or when you go oh it's hot and then someone will so, is that right? It's really hot today. Fair dinkum. I don't
Yeah.
even know now.
Now I'm confused by it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a stupid word. It's
Yeah.
from Blinky Bill.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Okay, so to answer your question about comedy,
Yes.
I think when it comes to this is my personal opinion. When it comes to festival comedy, I think Australians are much like the bar for multimedia is much lower. You're very happy to be like, let's get some props in, let's get a screen in, let's get a screen in. If we don't use it every second of every minute of every show, that's totally fine because I
Yeah.
want to do this gag on this screen.
They've got
And
a budget.
Yeah, and I think it comes from probably like the types of venues that you guys practice your shows in, whether like there's tech available, whereas like so much of UK comedy is like a corner of a pub with like, and so
I
this is the
see.
only way for you to write material, and
Okay.
it's like there is barely a microphone there.
Yeah. Have you got a screen? We've got mold.
Yeah.
Does that? Do you want some mold in the show?
To be honest, I don't know which comedians you're talking to. This sounds like all the gigs I do. Like getting punched on stage or whatever the fuck. But yeah, I know what you mean. Festival time, there is statistically there's going to be a TV that you can access. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
Fuck you,
yeah.
Wicked was a tour de force.
And I think it's so cool. I think it's so cool because I think like the amount of conversations you have in the UK where it's like, yeah, but do I need the screen? Do I need that
gonna
one
cost
audio
money,
cue? It's going to
yes.
cost me money. If I'm going to
Yes.
do an audio cue, I better do 150 audio cues because
Yeah,
otherwise,
right.
what's
Paid
even
for
the
the guy.
point? Exactly. So I do think that the
Got it.
barrier for multimedia is much lower, which I think makes for funner comedy. And I think it's even more so in New Zealand where they're all doing something fun.
Yeah.
Shout out David Correos and your bag of props.
Shout out David Correas drinking his own vomit.
Hell
No, he
yeah.
That guy
What
rules.
for?
dude.
What do you mean? Did he?
Love David
Yeah.
Correos. He'll do. I mean,
had-
we
had him
fucking
and we had
incredible.
him and Guy on together last year when we were doing these, and he told a story about doing Guy's gig when he'd first started out in New Zealand, and then he just like drunk all of this like iced tea before, and then at the end of the thing he just like vomits it all up into a bin, and then he goes around offering the bin to people in the audience like, does anyone want this? Everyone says no, and then he goes okay, and then he just downs the
No,
whole
he
thing.
doesn't.
I love
And then-
David Correos.
Yeah.
I think that to
Oh,
me
he's
is art.
funny.
That is peak comedy.
Yeah, and then apparently Guy was like never do
Is
that.
this Montgomery or Williams?
Montgomery, yeah.
Never do that again.
Never do that at one of my gigs again. And then, but then you could see, even as he was retelling it on the pod, like Guy was was like having a sort of like traumatic reliving the experience.
It's rank.
I'd love to see him after a gig because he's still a comic at the end of the day, and he would have been like in the green, like, yeah, I mean, last night that bin bit went a little bit better. You know, the audience are a bit off tonight. You know, we're always like, yeah, they went right into it when I swallowed at the second time.
Blue Factory!